Welcome in, everyone. It's Off Air with Christy Capel, and I have two really special, cool guests with me on this episode. We have Kennedy Pitney and her awesome mom, Kim. It used to go by Forsyth, so now we're Pitney.
Now we're Pitney.
So Kim and I actually know each other from a long time
Very
ago.
long time.
And I haven't seen Kim in almost 20 years. So Kennedy is in town, and we'll be traveling all around the country for Mrs. Doubtfire. So this is going to be really fun. Kim was in the Miss USA pageant with me, and life has just been super fun. And I want to first kind of talk about how you got your start in Broadway. Kennedy's only 9 years old, and she was just with Hugh Jackman in New York City on the Broadway stage for like 9 months. So that is pretty cool because, you know, most people don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Do you know you're super talented? Okay. And humble, and I love her already. So let's talk about how you got started in Broadway so many years ago. Actually, when she was 7, 2 years ago.
Quarter of her
right?
life ago.
Yeah, right. So talk about how that happened. I think Mom was involved, right?
Yes. I started with competitive dance.
Yes.
So I already had like the dance like talent and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then talk about your dance because, you know, I've been following you on Instagram for a really long time. And my daughter and I, she's 10, and she's also a dancer, just ballet, though. She just loves ballet. But she's like, wow, she's really good, Mom. I go, yeah, I kind of know her in a way. But I've watched you dance on Instagram and all the competitions. So Mom said that you started dancing before you started walking. Is that right?
Like tap, ballet, jazz, musical theater. I do lyrical dancing. That's
You
one
like
of my
tapping?
favorites. Yeah.
Now, have you done any tap in any Broadway shows yet?
No.
Okay, so we got to squeeze that
I
in.
know.
Yeah. They
You did
won't-
the ballet. Music Man
Yes.
was real heavy.
It was like heavy ballet.
Ballet,
Yes.
musical theater,
Yeah.
you know, mixed together.
Okay.
But there was no tapping in that one. And there's a huge tap number in this show.
Yeah, and they won't
In
put
Doubtfire.
this in it.
Well, they need to put the kids in it, Kennedy.
She kept going. She goes, Mom, will you put my tap videos on Instagram so they can see that I can tap? And she kept, you know, trying to sneak in with the director, like, hey, can I be in this number? But the children aren't in the number. Like the children, it's a number that happens where it's behind the scenes with Mrs. Doubtfire, and
Yeah.
like they can't see.
We need to
Mrs.
rewrite
Doubtfire.
that.
I know. So she, of course, she does it every night backstage.
Yeah.
She knows all the choreography. But
Well, it's funny because my daughter does that too. She goes, in case anybody gets sick out there, maybe I should learn all the moves. I'm like, there's the mind of a dancer, right? And performer, right? So I want to talk about what your experience is like on Broadway. I've interviewed a couple Broadway superstars, and it's just fun to get their perspective on what goes on behind the scenes.
Broadway, it's fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I have no other words.
well, it's really fun when Hugh Jackman is your
Yeah.
leading man.
And I saw Hugh Jackman with you on Instagram. What was the whole bracelet thing?
Well, I gave him a friendship bracelet, and I
Yes.
still have mine.
Oh, and how was it to work with Hugh Jackman?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Is he really super nice in person? Like
Yes,
he
he's
comes
very nice.
across.
Yes.
Genuinely.
Yes, genuinely.
She turned 8 of just a few weeks into her casting, and she was in rehearsal for the Music Man, and her birthday is in June, and she turned 8, and all of a sudden this present appeared that Hugh Jackman had sent. She hadn't even met him yet. They were in rehearsals and hadn't even like met the rest of the cast, and sent a birthday present for her, which was incredible. But it was just things like,
Speaker.
yeah.
Like a speaker.
They would have lottery tickets every Saturday, like scratch-offs on
Yes.
their stations.
I would like $50.
He would always bring food
All
on
of them.
You did.
Bagel Sunday.
Bagel Sunday.
Bagel Sunday.
Oh,
They
I
all,
loved
you know,
Bagel Sunday.
and Hugh and Sutton were amazing. They had little handshakes they would do with each of the kids before the show.
Yes.
Like they made the kids really feel like they were
Yeah.
an important part of the show.
Right.
Which made her experience incredible.
So what's it like to be on the road? I know it's a lot different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's sometimes I get very tired because it's stay for 1 week, travel, stay for 2 weeks, travel, stay for another 1 week, and then travel, and then stay for 3 weeks, and then travel. And
It's
just
busy.
crazy.
Do you like the life though?
Yes, I like repacking my suitcase a lot.
You do.
She's my
don't know.
organizer. No, she's my packing cube pro. Like she knows exactly like.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, here,
you
just
can
do
pack a
one too.
lot in a
Yes.
suitcase. I need a little
She's
bit
the
of
organizer. No, she's the organizer. It's just in her.
That's great.
So I
That's
don't
a
know,
great
we call the
quality.
home edit or something after she's done with her show.
So are you on the road with her all the time? So you're packing and unpacking a lot. But you have
Yes.
two other kids at home.
I have 2 other kids at home, an older daughter, London, who's 12, and a younger daughter, Emery, who's 5. So Kennedy's the middle. So we have a travel nanny, a travel guardian. We had to find somebody that would help because, you know, with the kids at home, their activities, their life is just as important. Right. This is big, and we want her to have this opportunity, but we also want to make sure there's balance with the other kids. So our wonderful travel guardian, Blair, who actually was a pageant client.
Really? With you?
I've known her since she was 14 or 13. We haven't figured out which one it was.
Because that's
but yeah.
hard to trust somebody with your kid.
Very hard.
Especially traveling across the country.
Yeah.
So how neat is that?
So, and she's incredible. Her whole family's incredible. So we're very, very grateful. She works remote.
Yeah.
So she kind of takes her job with her and travels with Kennedy. So she does about 1 to 2 weeks a month for me so that I can be home as well. Awesome. And that's provided a ton of balance.
Yes.
Because it's just not, we own our own company. Our other kids are in school. Like we're not going to uproot them, but we've been able to make this happen for her with Blair.
So Kennedy, talk about your sisters, because I know they're super important and super talented too.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's Emery?
Emery's the youngest.
Okay.
She also dances.
She does?
Yeah.
Is she going to start competing?
Yeah.
How old is she?
5.
What are you feeding these kids, Kim?
Listen, I can't dance at all. I can't dance. I can't sing. I got nothing.
Funny that you said that, because Miss USA, like people at work know that I was in Miss USA. Guys, this is like 20 years ago. And so their biggest joke is, well, you were in Miss USA, not Miss America, because you have no talent. I go,
Listen.
You're right.
But you can talk. You're an amazing speaker. You can talk. I was like, do I do algebra? I don't know. Like, I'm really good at math. How do I put that on stage? So luckily we had no talent.
So funny, but it comes out in all the kids, and you
Yes.
do have a lot of talent. So,
Yeah. Well, my husband's very athletic. Their dad's very athletic.
I was going to ask, what's dad?
So he played baseball.
Okay.
He had a short stint with professional baseball. He went with the Yankees and was drafted right out of college. So his father, Kennedy's papa, very musically talented, incredibly musically talented.
Really?
So I'm like, okay, there's some genes around there floating, because it does not come from my side of the family.
Isn't it funny when you look at your kids as they get older, like what they got of each, and they
But they're
skip a
really
generation?
smart. They're really
Yes.
smart.
Yay! So then you have London as well, and that's your
Yes.
oldest sister.
Yeah, she's 12.
And what does she do?
She does horseback riding.
Tell me about that.
She jumps horses a lot.
Yeah?
She rides horses. She does all that stuff.
She does. So I bet your sisters miss you. How often do you go home? Is it just for the holidays?
For New Year's Eve, I went home, and then I went back. And for Christmas, I got to be home, which
Yeah.
was awesome.
So a lot of people ask, what's her time off? Do you get vacation time? She had not seen her house since August 15th.
Wow.
So we were in St. Louis. Well, here's the fun thing. We were in Minneapolis the week before Christmas, the show was. My mom now lives in Minneapolis.
Oh my gosh.
So it was incredible. So we got to spend the week of Christmas with my mom. And then we went to St. Louis. St. Louis is about 5 hours from Little Rock.
Yes.
So after the show on Christmas Eve, we hopped on a plane. We got home by 10:30. Santa came. And she got to see her house. So she was home for 1 day. She was home for Christmas Day. Then had to go to St. Louis for the week for shows. And then she was off New Year's Day, which was on a Monday. They don't have shows on Mondays.
Yeah.
So we got her home for New Year's Day. So she's had 2 days home.
What's
in
it
the
like
past
to be home?
It was weird. It didn't. I mean, sleeping in my bed, it was different. I didn't even recognize. I didn't recognize my room that much.
I think she forgot about all the stuff. She's like, oh, I forgot I had this in here, and I forgot about this.
You don't need any Christmas presents.
We had to clean out her room because since she's been gone, it's kind of become the
Storage room.
It's kind of like
oh my gosh, that's when you go to college. They've already started in
So
your
I called my
house.
husband. I was like, you got got to clean our room out. You got to pull all this stuff we've been putting in there.
Oh my God.
Those are
Poor Kennedy.
Poor Kennedy.
I know.
When we did it, we got it out. I think she's missed her dogs most,
I
though.
did. I missed
Yes.
my dogs. My dogs barely recognized me. They were like,
Oh. So I read you have 3 dogs and 1 cat?
now 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We had one go to heaven.
Oh.
We had, but
Doggy heaven.
I know.
Yes.
And listen, and that was my little Chihuahua who, if she was still with us, I would have brought her. A lot of the cast members have pets that they're traveling with. We have several cats that are traveling. We have several dogs that are traveling. It's just our other 2 are a German Shepherd and an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, that's a little big.
Yeah, can't really fly with a German
hard.
Shepherd.
Can't snuggle with that on the flight.
So, but Muggsy was just old. She was my baby before I had babies.
Yes, that's hard.
So I totally would have brought her, and she would have loved it, and it would have been nice. But so we're sans pets on the tour right now. But
Well, maybe you can get another little puppy.
maybe you could tell us a little.
We have a little golden doodle at our house. Oh, he's so cute. His name is Rocky.
Rocky.
He's like 15 pounds max. Like, he's done. Yeah, he would be a good little travel companion. So,
We just need to take him for a while we're in Cleveland. Like, let him come stay with us for a week or 2. And
know,
We'll
right?
give y'all a break.
Please.
Give you a puppy break.
You can take my littlest one too. She's 3. She'd have a lot of fun with you. Okay, so let's talk with Kim. So Kim and I were Miss USA together. It's always fun to reminisce. I told her I was just down. We talk about like my gym on the show and stuff and working out, and why I decided to put the Miss USA swimsuit photo of all of us in the gym was like
Because we looked good. That's why. Because
we looked really good, and then we realized what the heck happened. No.
We need to remember that.
We
need
do.
to freeze that moment in time and be like,
No.
remember.
Oh my gosh. So like you're still you were pageant coaching, and now with travel things have changed a little bit, but.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some good times. Do you have a good?
Yes.
What's your favorite memory? We were in the Miss USA pageant 2006.
6, yes.
Yes, because I got married in 2007. That's almost 20 years ago.
I know. You
We're
had an
old.
incredible wedding, too.
Yes, that's right. You came to my wedding.
Yeah, we snuck in.
forgot.
Oh, no, we snuck in the
You
background.
snuck in. There was no
because,
security.
there was no security. You weren't famous then. Now you're too
Still
famous.
not.
We can't do it.
I forgot about that. And also Miss Kansas. We don't go by names. Like, I barely knew Kim's name. It was like
No, it's
Kansas
always- yeah.
or Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah, we just call each other.
Well,
by
and do you remember the choreographer? Like, she would look at my sash and she would go, "Okay, Arkansas," and it's like, "No, honey, like
Wow.
you missed geography class." It's like that's not how you say it.
See, we were so far apart in the lineup because it obviously
yeah,
went
yeah.
in alphabetical order. So, okay, I'm going to tell you my favorite memory. So we're behind stage Kennedy. Okay, we're about to go out on live TV on NBC, right? And Michigan was like, okay, how would that line up? She was maybe a couple mirrors down from me.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks in the mirror in her swimsuit, tiny swimsuits that we wore.
Mm-hmm.
And she like patted her boobs and she's like, "Look alive, ladies." And I was like, what? Now keep in mind,
Giving
like,
them a pet talk.
oh yeah, she was perking them right up.
She wasn't talking to you.
No, she wasn't. No, she was definitely
wasn't your
talking
pep
to
talk.
her boobies. So I thought that was super funny. I tell people that, story because everybody wants to know like behind the scenes stuff of.
Yes.
But I say, I don't know. It's just, what was yours? Like,
Oh, I'll
just
never
fun
forget
stuff.
Texas, like, in the dressing room, getting on the ground and like doing crunches, like doing full sets.
Texas was?
And somebody, I don't know who was filming, but the film crew might have come in for a second. They give you warning, but I think the film crew man, and I'll never forget her sitting up and going, "Don't mess with Texas," like in the top of her sit up.
Are
and,
you
I mean, I was
serious?
like, "Go on, girl." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." Like she was prepared for that moment. It's the crazy things. No, listen, and. Do you not remember everybody passing out?
Who passed out?
Do you not remember me passing out on Deal or No Deal?
Wait,
That was me.
that was you?
It's me.
I forgot it was you.
Yes, girl, that was
Oh
me.
my gosh, I tell that story all the time here at Fox 8. I didn't know it was you. Now
Yeah,
people
yeah.
know the face. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so here it is.
Tell the story. I'll tell you my perspective.
Well, I don't remember what number I was. Maybe 20 or 22. I don't know, but I was if you remember that set, it's almost 3 stories high. The top stairs, you know what I mean? So I'm on the very top.
It's like a mountain climb to get up to Deal or No Deal, like from behind the scene.
And the lights are like, 2 feet from your face.
Yes.
It's right there. And do you remember they were like, do not let your case open. They put the fear of God in us.
They
like,
did.
You do not let this open or you are like, I don't know, like somebody's going to come kidnap you and torture you for the rest of your life. Like,
apparently
it was
there was a problem with game shows prior to that. And like, I don't know, there was cheating or something. So they literally put a lot of pressure on
So we're
us.
terrified. And they're not, it was just one little clasp on the top. Like it was not locked down, the suitcase wasn't. You know what I mean? So you like look at it wrong and it was going to fly open.
Right.
So we're at the top and I was probably down to 5 or 6. He's gone through all the other numbers, right? If you remember the show, he's picked all so there's only 5 or 6 of us. And I guess I just locked my knees because I had been standing there, and they like...
The taping took forever.
Hours. It was hours of taping. And we're in 6-inch heels, in tiny cocktail dresses, and I'm standing there in these hot lights. And I guess my blood sugar just probably dropped. And all of a sudden, I guess I had locked my knees and I looked over. Who was next to me? Maine was next to me.
Maine? Okay.
I don't know. Whoever was next to me, I was going, you know what I mean? And I was like, I don't feel good. And she goes, what do you mean? I was like, I think I'm going down. And she's like, going down? What do you mean? And the next thing I know, like I'm on the ground. Like on the ground. So I pass out, suitcase flies open. The next thing I know, bodyguards have scooped me up and taken me off the set. Paula Shugart, who's the president of Miss Universe, Miss USA, I come to, and like she's the first face I see, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. Like, this is not good. Like, oh, I'm done. I'm toast at this point, So immediately I start crying.
Don't even show up for Miss USA. Because this was like a month prior to the pageant.
Yeah, call the first runner up. You're done. So anyway, and the funny story is this guy was doing really bad. I think he was maybe only winning like $8,000 or $9,000, maybe $10,000. I'd have to look at the video, remember, but he was not like winning big. Like his game had really gone downhill.
Okay.
So So when that happened,
wait, time out. I thought it was a girl because she had gotten engaged.
No, he proposed to her.
That's right.
He proposed on the show.
So after all this happened, we had to redo it.
We had to redo the show. And so I'm thinking, there's no way.
Kennedy, she's like, my mother?
So they had 2 girls that were there that...
Oh,
she does
stick
nothing.
around.
We got to tell her. Stick around.
Don't worry, my kids don't know half of what I did in life either.
No, they don't know. So, they had 2 understudies, essentially, when they asked the girls to come, because, they didn't invite all 50. They just, who was available, and, there were only however many
We had to fly out to California for this. Yeah.
So 2 of the girls were understudies, and I was like, well, they're going to put one of them in, like, I'm done. And so they come up, and they're giving me Gatorade. I'm totally fine, And they're like, okay, do you want to go back on? And I was like, really? Like, you're going to let me do it? And they're like, yeah. They're like, we've talked to the legal team. We're going to just pick it right back up where we were. They're going to shuffle the suitcases. Like, we know it came open, but we're going to shuffle them.
Okay, and then from my perspective is all the security guards came up and collected all the girls' boxes with the amount of money in it. Mm-hmm. And I thought I remember them taking them to a local bank in LA.
Oh,
do you remember we were there for like 6 hours?
Yes, for 6 hours.
I feel like they locked them down, took them to a bank, and they had to rearrange all the money in all the cases.
So I'm feeling like, okay, we can just start where we left off. I didn't totally ruin this 3 hours we've already been taping,
Oh my God, I can't believe this was you.
So then a few minutes later, they come back and they're like, no, the legal team did more consulting, whoever the gods they talked to, and we have to start the show from the beginning.
We did. We started from the beginning.
And I still have the note. One of the security guards had written me a little note, kind of while all this was coming, and he was like, hey, sister, it's okay. You're not the first. You're not the last. We've had several models that have passed out. Like, we just want to know, you're amazing, and it's going to be okay. Like, it was so sweet because, I was just there by myself, and I was like, I've run into this opportunity.
So here's my follow-up question. Once Miss USA came around a month later, or up on stage,
Yes.
did that
Yes.
Was that in the back of your
Well, do you
mind?
not remember we were taking the swimsuit photo, that is in your gym.
Yes.
We were taking that photo, and I'm fairly sure it was Mississippi. We're not trying to call anybody out, but like
No,
no. But
somebody
I think
else passed out.
Yes, I think she
Yes.
went down too, and I was like, okay.
Kennedy's like, you won't do that on stage.
No, you won't do
No,
that.
you will be fine.
I mean, we were in these hills, but with that photo took a long time, and she was the tallest. Her and Emily, Nebraska, had to have been the tallest.
They were the
in the
tallest.
pageant, so they were kind of more in the back. So she got to stand. I'm sitting in the front because I was short, and anyways, and so she passes out, and I'm like, you guys, okay, you're like. But it almost made me, I hated it for her, but it made me feel a little better.
I know, right?
But I wasn't the only one.
Because some of the same people were in Deal or
But
No
listen,
Deal.
so here's the thing. So I'll tell the story fast. So we redo the show. He wins like a crazy, it was like $300,000. So he goes
Yes.
from like 10 grand to like 300,000. And so, I mean, good for him. He proposes to his girlfriend. All things are great. I run into, they're staying in the same hotel. So the next morning we're boarding the buses to go to the airport to fly home. And I see him, and so I go up and I talk to him, and he's like, "You're Arkansas," and I was like, "Yes." And he gives me this big hug, and he twirls me around. He's like, "I owe everything to you," and I was like, "Here's my address. You can send me 10%." like, yes, you do. And like, I never got a check.
Yes,
he never sent
nobody
me
gets
anything.
to redo the game show usually, and they were not doing well. So that is hilarious.
He still owes me. I don't know.
Yeah, he still owes you. That is so funny. Well, we were on Deal or No Deal.
I need to be on that show now.
Yes, you do.
And I was on Wheel of Fortune after I won Miss Arkansas it might have been before I won Miss Arkansas. It was right as I was getting ready to compete, and I had gotten on Wheel of Fortune, and the money that I had won from Wheel of Fortune actually like financed me competing at Miss Arkansas and going to Miss USA.
serious?
So yeah, so I have a little like game show thing going.
Well, you need to be on another one.
No, I'm ready. I love them.
What could you do now?
I really want.
What's hot right now?
Remember the one Ellen did? I really wanted to be on Ellen's show where she like dropped people into the.
Yes, with the mask over their eye. Well, they did one with LeBron where he had to like eat all that random stuff, and they blindfolded him.
Well, do you remember they used to do Fear Factor? The Miss USA contestants used to do Fear Factor.
Yes.
And I wasn't.
I love that show.
I wasn't
It's
gonna
my
do the
favorite
snakes.
show.
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
that
It
show.
is fun to watch, but I was hoping they always picked a game show on NBC, and I was.
We didn't get to. We
no,
didn't get to do
we
that
got
one.
Deal or No Deal. That's so funny.
Which was safer. I mean, for you, not for me.
Well, for some of us.
You were about to be on Fear Factor?
Well, no, the group before us, the year before us, or 2 years before
Yeah,
us, got to do that.
I think so.
I know.
Did
I
your
just
mom
when I wanted to eat. I would not do the eating bug part.
Yeah, you remember they deep bug
for?
Fear Factor.
Oh no, I mean for like $1 million, would you do it?
Maybe like one, but no.
One bug for 1 million.
One fly. One
Or when
fly.
you have to lay in the case and let all the bugs crawl all over you?
Oh,
the
the
snakes.
tarantulas and the.
Yes.
I would do it for $1 million. It's better than eating them. It's better than eating them.
That's true.
But I mean, at least you have a nose plug, goggles. But
Would
their
you,
their mouth is like, and I'm like, close your mouth.
Would you? Yeah, don't let the bug crawl in
I
your
know.
mouth.
I know.
Would
They're
you
like-
jump out of the helicopter? Remember how they used to jump out?
Oh yeah. You know the one where they climb up the helicopter? That one. I'd do that one. That one looks easy. That
So
one's
you would,
like no.
you have you skydived yet? Are you
No.
allowed?
No, she's
How
not-
wild do you have to be?
Listen, no, she's under contract. We can't do this.
Right. Protect everything.
But she's my roller coaster kid. Her and her dad are all
Really?
about. I just sit and hold the stuff. Like I don't.
No, and not after kids. I used to be a roller coaster. Now my husband goes with my oldest one who does ballet. She's all about the roller coaster.
No, she loves the adrenaline
Oh yeah,
and the
like the one that goes.
coasters and the.
Do you go to Silver Dollar City in Branson?
Oh, I really want to go on the time traveler. But so I was
Missed
about
it.
to go on it. I was about to go on it, and they were like, "Sorry, it's closed."
That happens
broke
all
down."
the time.
All
at
the
parks,
time.
not just the
All the
that.
time. And I
Yes.
was like,
Darn. I was just there last week. We went to Silver Dollar City.
"Fun."
What's the one next to Time Traveler?
Oh wait, is it the
T. Start with the T. I forget.
I think we were gonna go on it, but then it closed down.
It's
remember?
super shaky.
Well, it was really cold the last
I
time
was
we were
holding
there.
my head. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, it's if it reaches below a certain temperature,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
shut the rides down. And we were there at Christmas time. It's so fun at Christmas.
That's where we. Yes.
Yes,
It's all.
you
It was
know,
all lit up last
it's
week.
all lit up,
It was
and
pretty.
it's really a fun place to go at Christmas.
My favorite is the one that spins and it goes up and down.
That's my daughter's favorite.
That one is
She did it
awesome.
3 times last week. 3. She didn't lose her lunch. So that was good, huh?
She should miss my lunch.
Okay, let's do a firing question. Questions. What's your favorite food?
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Mom's lasagna or a restaurant
Dad's.
lasagna? Dad's lasagna.
Okay,
Yes.
but let's give proper credit because it's not Dad. Dad uses
Well, we
whose
make
recipe?
Grammys.
Which is
Grammy's lasagna.
your side of the family?
No,
his
his
side.
side.
of the family.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Her
the cook.
lasagna is really good.
So Dad has learned to recreate Grammy's
Yes.
lasagna, but we've got to give Grammy credit because it's totally
Really?
It's her.
5% credit, Grandma.
For grandma.
No, if I
or
was
10,
credit for Dad.
10, 50.
Grammy gets all.
And Dad.
My dad makes a lot of our food too.
you remember
I don't really know how to cook, so if it was up to me, we'd be living off cereal.
We do like, listen, we overeat. It's like
Toast. Or toast.
Toast.
Pop it in the toaster.
put some avocado on it. It's fine. It's
Yes,
healthy.
that is actually a really good snack.
Avocado.
Let's see. Favorite vacation destination?
Ooh, I'd say Branson. Branson all the way.
Yeah. How far are you guys from Branson?
Like 3 hours.
3 hours.
That's an easy trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
not bad.
Let's see. Favorite show, favorite movie, favorite show and movie.
I'd say Puss in Boots and The Last Wish.
Okay.
It's the new Puss in Boots.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you must see it. It's good. It's good.
Okay. What other movies?
It has
do you
like Little Jack Horner in it, and it has like some of like all the fairy tales mixed
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
So, is any of the movies that you watch like kind of inspirational for you? Since you're like kind of a big deal and you do that same stuff.
Like Matilda,
Matilda.
the new one. Yeah, that
Yes.
one's inspiring.
That's
Very
good.
inspiring.
I think you'd be a great little actress, so you could do a movie and Broadway.
I know.
Would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I love you. Are so cute. Okay, let's see. Favorite outfit.
Favorite outfit. Okay. This one's a hard one for me.
No, let's see. Can I answer that
Black
question?
pants and
Black leggings.
black leggings.
Oh, I love black leggings. They work for me every time.
See?
Yes.
I'm not the only one.
I think I'm outdated. I don't think we should be wearing black leggings anymore. But
No.
don't you worry, I'm still doing
She
it.
can. Like,
Yes, you can. Black leggings with.
Say like tie-dye.
Okay.
I
Oh,
love
tie-dye.
I
Tie-dye's
like
fun.
tie-dye.
Let's see. And favorite, do you have a favorite restaurant?
Ooh. There's this Vietnamese place at home. It has the best pho.
I love pho.
We're the same human.
Oh my gosh, we're going to be best friends.
I know.
No, seriously, I love pho.
It's so good.
Do you put the sriracha hot sauce in it? Or is it a little too much?
I
That's fine.
don't do hot
Do you
sauce.
do chicken?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I like
she likes
vegetables.
The veggie.
I like bok choy in mine.
I mean, our
Okay.
kids are great eaters. They eat Asian food. They eat Indian food. Like,
good.
yeah. So she, but that place is home. It's kind of fun because she also loves like dumplings.
I
Yes.
love dumplings.
So on the road, we go and see.
We have to find all the
we
places.
find
You
all
can find
the
what they what you
authentic,
like.
some
Yeah.
good
But when
authentic
you go
food.
back home, you have some. Do you have any special restaurants?
There's this place at home that has
Just
the
that
best
one.
pho, and it's. Or I have to go with the solid Chipotle,
Yeah, Chipotle is always a win.
unless if they give me steak instead of carnitas.
How dare they? Do they know who you are?
They did that once, and I was like in Washington D.C., and I was like,
Oh, Washington D.C. What are you thinking? I do love Chipotle though.
I love Chipotle.
Yeah. Do you use the guac and chips too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love guac and chips.
Oh my gosh. The fact that I got Kennedy as a guest, because you're a big deal, was because she came through Cleveland and she was at Playhouse Square. And so that was really cool for us too, because we get the greatest shows here at Playhouse Square, which is really awesome. So I bet once you get cast into the next one, you'll come back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I know. Yeah.
Will you come back on my show?
Yeah.
Okay. It is so awesome to catch up with you.
Yes, so
and I'm
good.
so proud of all three of your kids. It's
Thank
just so fun to 20 years later. I mean, we're not talking a few, 20 years since I've seen Kim. And small world, my niece on my husband's side was doing pageant. She's 25 now.
Yeah.
And so Kim coached her
I did.
for many
So
years.
Proud of her.
I said to her when I saw her, I said a few weeks ago, I said, "You gonna get back into pageants?" She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I'm gonna have to call Kim and
Yes, we've got to
kick you
get
in the
her
butt."
We've got to get her in.
I know it too. Well, anyway, all right. So you're not gonna forget us when you become super famous.
Nope.
Do you remember what city you're in? Where I'm at?
Cleveland.
Okay, what's-
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Christy
Christy.
Capel.
Capel.
Yeah, your new best
In
friend, right?
Cleveland.
Yes.
That's onomatopoeia, right?
Yeah.
Cleveland.
And we're going to go eat
Capel
some
in
pho.
Cleveland. And pho. 'Cause
And
it's our fave.
dumplings.
Right. Okay, so go catch her now. She's on tour with Mrs. Doubtfire. All right, bye, everybody. Thanks for
Bye.
listening.
And cut.